All right, Pika, you ready? I'm ready. Hi, welcome back once again. It is time for the golden age of DC Comics 365 days, where I take this beloved hardcover coffee table book given to me about 2 decades ago by one of my best friends. This has been surfing my coffee table ever since, providing me a constant source of comic book shop style conversations, the kind I wish to recreate here today with you. So please pull up a chair to the coffee table. We're going to read from the coffee table book and bring a cuppa or whatever you'd like. I got some freshly brewed Guatemalan Huehuetenango. Oh, get the steam coming off that cuppa, that fresh cuppa. Ooh, yeah, you can see that. I can see that. Oh, isn't that wonderful? But bring whatever wets your whistle. Cheers and welcome. You are the most important ingredient to my recipe here, to our recipe here. Thank you for keeping on tuning in. Thank you for the comments. Keep them coming. Keep the conversation alive. We're talking about comic books, and we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. We have been all year. There's a playlist. Check it out. See how far the show's come. And I'm using this book for its intended purpose. It's a 365 days book. We're going to open up to today's date, which is October the 23rd. We're going to look at some comic book art of an antediluvian age. We're going to read the blurb, and then we're going to talk about comic books. The golden age of DC Comics runs between 1938 and 1955. The silver age between 1956 and 1970. The Bronze Age, I'm a Bronze Age baby myself, from 1970 to 1984, a 5. And the Copper Age begins about 1985. I get these standards and definitions from the glossary of the most current edition of the Overstreet comic book price guide. This is a great resource for any comic book fan. I also, since I'm sticking some books under your nose, I'm going to make these 2 suggestions. Stop, drop, and giggle. If you have not heard of these books, go and get them. From noob to veteran, this will help you see from the inside of the comic book out. Because seriously, as comic books go, as an artifact, you know what I mean? We're looking at comic books as a magazine, as an artifact. We're looking at comic books from the outside in, you know? But these books help us see things from the creator's aspect, from the inside looking out. And it's just it's a really wonderful change of perspective and a great way to show your love and appreciation for your little our little niche genre, subculture, whatever you want to call it. We love comic books, and that's why we're here, and that's what's brought us together. Thank you so much. This is Understanding Comics, The Invisible Art by Scott McCloud, and this is How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way by Stan Lee and John Buscema. Let's see, where's that book again? Here we go. Yes, this is our book. We've been using this all year. This is my book. I'm giving this book a second, maybe a third life. And it's been, literally, I've been reading it for years. I thought this would make excellent content. So I like to showcase the book itself, and maybe we can even get you to go to the Amazon link, which is in the description, and you can get your own copy. This is written and curated by Chip Kidd, Les Daniels, and Geoff Spear, and it's on Anchor Press. And you can give an old book a second chance, and this would look great on your coffee table, and it makes a great gift for a geek. I know. And so let's get to it. I hope you're feeling awesome and doing well, and I hope you're clobbering your problems and not being clobbered by them. I use my business cards as bookmarks because it's cute. It's Thank you. Alrighty, it's October the 23rd. This is story by Bill Finger and pencils by Bob Kane, inks by Jerry Robinson and George Roussos. This is from Batman number 7. November of 1941. Just to give you some perspective. Again, with the perspective, yes. The United States had not yet entered World War II. And it's our old friend, the Joker. What was the reason for the plague of mad pranks that infested Gotham City? Was it really just distorted humor? Or was there an evil, calculating thread of evil winding through this pattern of mad mirth? Amazing answers was to be found by that mantled nemesis of crime, the Batman. it was the Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder who smashed their way through this maze of mirth to find that behind it all was the lean, menacing figure of the Joker. Oh, you bat-head boob. That's trying to do like the Mark Hamill thing there with the Joker voice. I don't know. Well, let's get to it. Quote, he has a sense of humor, only it's distorted. That's Robin the Boy Wonder's assessment of the Joker. And this early appearance of the classic villain, he's still in his homicidal phase, pulling practical jokes like causing train wrecks. But his wildest stunt is blackmailing dozens of men into impersonating him, just so he can have the pleasure that comes from baffling and annoying Batman. There's some loot involved too, but the Joker seems to be mostly involved in entertaining himself. Yeah, let's look at that art once again. Yeah, the Joker. That's the Joker card. It's a deck of Joker cards. Yeah, you're gonna get a bad deal there. Maybe that the deck is stacked against you. Or maybe we can just throw in any old gambling and card playing, Texas Hold'em reference here. I miss that whole Texas Hold'em thing. I can't play cards for the life of me. It's just, it's not my thing. Maybe I was a gambler in a previous life, and that's what I really feel. I mean, I believe in reincarnation. Believing in reincarnation can help you with the whole like inclusion and diversity thing. Seriously, I mean, be like me. I'm spiritual. I already believe that I've been everyone, every gender, everything, everyone under the sun. Yes, and now I'm me. Yes. And we're here together. Isn't that wonderful? Awesome. But let's talk about Joker for a second. I want to actually, every time we talk about Joker, I bring it up because I like to be reminded, as I was. I mean, long ago in Jeopardy, there's a game show, a television game show called Jeopardy, and its longtime host Alex Trebek, who's passed away. Back then we didn't have the vocabulary for it. He was using his platform to inform us, and but he wasn't doing it for any reason but to pass along something that was important to him. So he was using his platform and his privilege to disseminate information. Sorry, I didn't mean to stammer. His big thing was to remind people that the 21st century was not going to start in the year 2000, but on January 1st, 2001, because at the turn of the century, the turn of the millennium, back in 1999, this whole pop culture thing in the zeitgeist that we're entering the new millennium. It's going to be the 21st century. And no, it's actually next year. But, it didn't really matter because what it seemed to be like the consensus was that everyone believed that, in the kind of ignorance, and not like saying, and it's not about intelligence, but it's more of like, no. I mean, it has to go through the entire year for it to start, and that's why it starts on the 1, not on the 0. So yeah, and we're going to go back to 0 in just a second here. Come full circle, so to speak. But yeah, so I would like to. What I want to do here is remind people about the power of the cipher and what is a cipher. Now, a cipher has a couple of different definitions, and there is a definition of cipher which is not used much. I was turned on to it years ago, and but to describe a certain type of character in a story, a cipher is whatever story needs it to be in order to move the story along. The cipher character themselves is a 0, a blank slate. You can fill that with anything you need to fill in order to challenge the hero, to challenge the story, or to move it along. And Joker is a cipher. He's got, no origin story. Now, there might be stories, and there might be in every era or every age of the comics, like silver, bronze, copper, current, we have a different iteration of Joker, and that character can have their own origin story, I guess. I mean, but there is no set origin story for Joker, such as with Batman. That young Bruce Wayne watched the double homicide of his parents in Crime Alley that one night after watching Mask of Zorro. And that's what caused him to adopt the mission of saving Gotham through, and through punishing criminals as well, But Joker, on the other hand, is the opposite of Batman. Joker it defies definition. And Joker is basically anything story needs him to be to challenge Batman or to challenge Batman into the events of the story and getting to the resolution. So I'm going to read this from a page. It's Quick and Dirty Tips, and it's Grammar Girl, written by Min-Young Fogarty in May 2nd of 2018. The other day I described someone as a cipher, and I was surprised that my husband had never heard the word used that way. Cipher comes from an Arabic word that means zero, empty, or nothing. The Arabic numerals, 1, 2, 3, and so on, are also called ciphers, and a person can cipher a math problem, which means to work it out. A cipher can also be a sign or a symbol, such as the royal cipher adopted by a monarch, or it can describe characters that have no inherent meaning, but instead have a hidden meaning, such as a code written in a nonsense alphabet. Here is a beautiful example from Alberto Magnel's book, A History of Reading. At one magical instant in your early childhood, the page of a book, that string of confused alien ciphers, shivers into meaning. Words spoke to you, gave up their secrets. At that moment, whole universes opened. You became, irrecoverably, a reader. That is romantic. A cipher can also be a person, often a fictional character who is a blank slate. And that's how I use the word when talking with my husband. A cipher has so little personality, is such a nothing, that the readers or viewers can project their own ideas and values onto the character. Or the writer. And the writer that needs to, tell the story to challenge Batman. And that's why there's been, that's who Joker is. Joker is a cipher. And he's anything that Batman needs him to be to motivate the story. Indeed. I was at the comic book store yesterday getting some new funny books for the week, and I noticed on the shelf, brand new release, that there's a 30th anniversary of Harley Quinn special. That's great. Happy birthday, Harley Quinn. Without Joker, there would be no Harley Quinn. And without Arlene Sorkin, there would be no Harley Quinn. I started this off with mimicking Mark Hamill's indelible #1 Joker from Batman the Animated Series. But Arlene Sorkin was the one who breathed life into Dr. Harleen Quinzel, Joker's gangster mall, Harley Quinn. And Harley Quinn began in that show 30 years ago in Batman the Animated Series when it premiered in 1992. And so, it's happy birthday, Harley Quinn, indeed. And but Harley is not a cipher. Harley Quinn has a fictional identity, has an origin story, and has a pretty stable set of character traits. And so she speaks in her own voice in a way. Now, Joker has a voice. Joker does Joker things. Sure, yes. But Joker doesn't have a name. You can say Jack Napier all day, and that's still only Batman 89, and that's a movie. You can say Three Jokers all day, and that's still just, could or could not be continuity. It's such a it's like talking about continuity in from a 2020 magazine and a Black Label imprint is kind of like, sure, there's some, there is no real definitive Joker story. And if you want to say something from TV show Gotham, you want to, I can counter with Heath Ledger's Oscar-winning performance, and his differing origin stories every time he told it. And that's Joker. That's Joker as a cipher. But Harley Quinn, not so much. I think Harley Quinn is just a really... It's not a cipher. She is... But she's a great character. And happy birthday, Harley. I'm still reading this. I'm taking my time with it. This is a Black Label origin story of Harley Quinn. And it's about Dr. Harleen Quinzel's voyage becoming Harley Quinn and meeting Joker and falling in love with him. And I haven't got to the end of it yet, so I still got halfway to go. Yeah, I found this on Amazon for like half price, and I couldn't say no. Seriously. And it's hardcover. It's a great comic book. So well written. It's written and drawn by Stefan Sajak, who draws naughty adult comic books. And so he draws a very beautiful Harley Quinn. I find Sajak is a very much like a modern day Milo Manara. Milo Manara is this famous European illustrator who drew very naughty adult comic books in the 80s, and of which I often took peeks at in the many comic book stores of Boston. As a teenager growing up, I have looked in many Milo Manara funny books. Oh yeah, Butterscotch, Click, all that stuff. And they're a little problematic now. But like, what wasn't problematic coming out of Europe in the 20th century, huh? Seriously. I mean, but you know what? We've been talking about comic books, and we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern, and we'll figure out who we're talking about when we turn that page tomorrow. Please like and subscribe. I would love to earn your subscription. We make daily and regular content here. We talk about comic books every day. The month is wrapping up, so I'm wrapping up my 31 Days of Halloween series. We're doing a horror movie every day this month in October, leading up to Halloween. Tune in for that. There will be a playlist available on this very page right about now. Yeah, check it out. I love talking about movies, so tune into that one too. Thank you so much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck, and we will see you again tomorrow in those funny pages. Okay, bye-bye. Thanks.